Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Benjamin's Aquatics. Today, we'll be talking about suitable substrates that you can use for your turtle tank. Now, before we get started, do click on the subscribe and like button and click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload next. So as for substrates, there are actually 4 types of substrate you can use for any type of aquariums, and these are gravel, sand, river rock or pebbles, or tiles, or you can choose to go bare bottom, which means use no substrate at all. So right now I'll be giving you my opinion on the best substrates that you can use for your turtle tank specifically, and I'll also give you the pros and cons as to why they are considered the best or why they are not so good to be used for your turtle tank. We'll start off with sand. Sand, in my opinion, is the best substrate that you can use for your turtle tank, and this is why. So as for sand, there is actually a low risk for impaction, and impaction is the term that we use when your turtle actually eats something other than food and it causes the turtle's intestinal tract to be blocked. So for sand, there's a very low chance for your turtle to get impaction, and this is because your turtle will generally not eat the sand, and even if it does, it'll just eat like probably 1 or 2 grains and it won't really matter because sand are actually very fine and it will just pass through your turtle's system and it will come out. And yeah, and another thing is also easy to clean. All you got to do is just add your siphon in to a deck where your sand will not be sucked up but your water will still go through, and that is generally easy to do, which is why sand is the best substrate to use. Next up, you can choose to use tiles such as ceramic tiles, or you can choose to go bare bottom and not use any substrate at all. And the pros for these are it is very easy to clean, which is because you got no substrate below at all. Hence, it'll be super duper easy to clean. You do not have to worry about adding your siphon to a certain depth. And yeah, and there's also no impaction risk at all because there's nothing on the ground on the tank for turtle to eat. But the cons are it will not be as good looking as when you have substrate, and that is something to look out for because turtles, they do get bored and you want them to have something to play with at the bottom of the tank as well. Next up, we have river rock or pebbles. The pros for these are there is a very small impaction risk, and the mixture of different types of rocks will actually look naturalistic. And you can also choose to mix sand with a river rock to make it look good as well. As for this tank over here with Roger, I actually mix sand with gravel, and yeah, it actually makes it look more naturalistic. Now the cons for river rock and pebbles are it is very difficult to clean as it would actually trap the waste beneath the rock. So if you add a siphon in there, it is actually very difficult to clean the tank. Now on to gravel. Gravel is a big no-no for turtles, and this is why. Gravels are actually quite small and your turtle can eat them, and this will cause a very high risk of impaction, and that is why I would generally not use gravel for my turtle tank. Other than that, gravel is actually very easy to clean, and yeah, it also looks quite nice because you can get different types of colored gravel, and it will actually look good for your tanks. But just do not use them for turtles. You can use them for fishes or other aquatic animals, but not for turtles. As you can see for Roger over here, I'm actually using gravel like I mentioned earlier, and it looks nice as well. Now, we'll be talking about how do you clean this substrate before you add them into a tank. And cleaning the substrate is a very, very, very important thing because you do not want to cloud your water on day 1, especially if you're adding your fish or your turtle into the water on that very same day. And this is how you actually clean the substrates. For river rock, pebbles, tiles or gravel, all you got to do is put them into a bucket and just spray them with water. Yeah, and that's probably it. You just got to rinse them down and damp them to remove any dust, any type of bad things on them which will actually cloud the water. And for gravel, you got to spray them longer because they are smaller, they are more fine, and they have the tendency to have more dust on them. You can actually check out my other video when I did not actually clean the gravel as thoroughly for this tank, and it actually became very cloudy. I will leave it up over here somewhere so you can just click on it. And yeah, learn from your mistakes, guys. Next up, we have sand. Sand is a bit more challenging to clean because it involves a certain few steps to follow, and if you follow this, it should probably be easier for you. So the first step to clean sand is to actually dump the entire bag of sand into a bucket, and the next step is to actually spray water into the bucket and agitate the sand as much as possible to get all those dust to actually leave off the sand. The next step is to pour as much water as possible. Oh no, there's a bee. Do not come near me. Alright, so I had to run away for a while because the bee was huge. Like, you won't believe me, the bee was ginormous. So I ran out and it's been half an hour, so I'm just gonna continue on with the video. So yeah, like I was saying, so after you agitate the sand with the water, just pour out as much of the cloudy water out as possible, and then you just have to repeat this process over and over again until the water is clear. So we have come to the end of today's video, and before I forget, today's positive comment shout out goes to this person over here. And if you want to get a shout out, all you got to do is just comment something positive down below, and you might stand a chance to get a shout out next week in my next video. So with that said, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you next week on Sunday, on Monday. Yes, I'm actually changing my schedule, so I'm going to be posting every Monday from now on because it's easier on me, and yeah, I can produce more quality content without rushing. And yeah, so that's about it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!